All right, peace, family, peace. This is Maury Yaakov and ITFTR Network. All right, peace, family. This is Maury Yaakov and ITFTR Network. And happy Shabbat to each one of you. Before we get started, I'm going to blow the shofar. Thank the Creator for each one of you for joining me. Happy Shabbat to Trey Habichin, Zipporah, and Zayden, and Sister Latoya G. Happy Shabbat. Make sure as when you come into the building, you press that like button. Press the like button. Share the page. We thank the Creator for bringing us to this point. Where's that? We're able to gather together once again on this Shabbat. And I thank the Creator for protecting us as many of us drove up and down these dangerous roads, highways, side streets, byways, it doesn't matter. We thank the Creator for protecting us. We thank the Creator also giving us the opportunity to be able to come hear His word once again. And regardless of what, we thank the Creator for being the Creator. Because without the Creator being the Creator, we will be destroyed. So all praises to the Creator. This is Maury Yaakov and ITFTR Network. We're here tonight for another Shabbat lesson. Make sure you press that like button. Make sure you press that like button as you come into the building. Even the Ghost Watchers, press that like button. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the page. All right? Don't be a hater. Be a savior. Make sure you press that like button as you come into the building. All right? Press the like button. Okay, press it. I ain't asking for no money. I'm just asking for thumb action. Thumb action. Press that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the page and you've been coming here for a while and you like the content, press that subscribe button. It ain't gonna hurt you. Still get the content. The Bible says, love thy neighbor as thyself. If you was doing this, you would want somebody to press the like button for you. If you've been coming here for a minute and you haven't subscribed, you want somebody to subscribe for you. Love thy neighbor as thyself. But we're here tonight for another Shabbat lesson. And the Shabbat lesson is going to address the question that was put on my plate last week. No dig on anyone. No question is a dumb question. No question is a bad question. But I think every question needs to be answered at its appropriate time. I don't never see a question as a bad question or inappropriate question. Sometimes, we have to get out of ourselves and begin to look at the position of the question that is being addressed. So we thank the Creator for the question on last week that was addressed. And it was addressed, and the question was, can an unmarried woman desire a married man? That's a very good question. Shalom to Brother Marcus. That's a very interesting question. Can an unmarried woman desire a married man? Or can a married woman desire an unmarried man? I'm just going to throw that on the table as well. See, These are very good questions because it goes according to law. You have to go into the law to find the answer. And that's why we teach the law over here. Okay? That's the reason why we teach law. The first thing we have to remember, family, when we going through this whole thing, this whole ordeal, of whatever your question is, no matter how you think, feel, or act, it doesn't matter. It's not going to change the law of the Creator. Let me repeat it again. No matter how you think, no matter how you feel, or how you act, it will never change the law of the Creator. The Creator doesn't move off your feelings. The Creator doesn't move off how you think. The Creator doesn't move off how you respond. Because either you're going to follow the law or you're not. Either you're going to yield to the law or you're not. You see what I'm saying? See how that works? There's no middle ground. There's no middle ground. When the Creator say, don't have no other gods before him, that's it. He didn't give you no middle ground. It ain't no, well, I feel, I think. No. Thou shalt have no other God before thee. Period. There is no, what they say in Christianity, purgatory, meaning a middle ground. There's no middle ground for this. See, the problem, what happens is we approach the Creator's laws with feelings and emotions and attitude. And we put in what we think and what we feel and the emotion of us at that moment. And we think the way we feel, the way we act, and how we think that's law. There's nothing wrong with how you feel. There's nothing wrong with what you think. There's nothing wrong with none of that. Those are human emotions. That's human emotions. He gave us human emotions. Love is an action. That's a doing. That's a doing word. You see? That's not, you see, we look at love as an emotional word. It's not an emotional word. It's a doing word. That's a verb. Love is a verb. Look it up. Look it up for yourself. It's a verb. It's an action of a word. So when you say, I love you, what's the actions behind that? Show me the action. It's not an emotional word. See, society got you looking at love as an emotional word. It's not. It's a verb. Love is a verb. Look at that for yourself. And if I'm wrong, type it in the chat. Hell, I don't know everything. I just know what I know. Shalom, brother Shabbat. Make sure when you come into the building, you press that like button, subscribe button, share the page. If you feel a little, loose tonight, share the page. But love is an action word. It's not that type of word, that emotional word, like I love you, man, and you all up on me and I'm all up on you. No. It's a verb. That's what I'm gonna do for you tonight. Just real quick. Let me put this right here up here. And some people say, well, see, no, it says this right here. Well, let's do it right here. Let me put up the definition. Let me put it up here, right here. Now, if you look at it right here, it says love is not an adjective or an adverb. It is a noun and a verb. As a noun, love refers to a strong affection from another arising out of kinship or personal ties. Thou shalt love thy neighbor. How can love be a noun if that's something you're going to do to your neighbor? Do towards your neighbor. Love God. That's a verb. Western society got us messed up. You see? When the Bible talks about affection, it tells you he knew her. And David loved Jonathan. That's a noun or a verb? Which one is it? I mean, I can give you many examples. Love is an action word. It's an action word. I understand what they mean by kinship and all that. That's Western. That's Western point. But I pull that up to show you, and they give you definitions in the Bible. That when you talking about scripture, you can't look at it the way you was taught in the United States system, because the United States system got you looking at it backwards. So now, shalom, shalom, Sister Shamar Bowman and Emery. When you talk about the question, you have to look at the laws of adultery. Because that's what it's going to come down to. Our foundation of our scriptures, Exodus the 20th chapter, verse 17. You go ahead on the get day, but we can foundate it, but we're going to have many other scriptures to come with it. We're going to layer this thing like a cake. We're going to grease this thing like we about to bake a turkey. See, now we have to look at the laws of adultery. See? But before we even get there, Exodus 20 and 17, it says, thou shalt not cover thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not cover thy neighbor's wife. Thou shalt not cover thy neighbor's maid or menservant, or his ox or his ass, or whatever. And thou shalt not cover nothing in thy neighbor's house. Notice it says, thy neighbor's house. But it never said thou shalt not cover thy neighbor. It gives you his house, but not the neighbor. Turn to it and look at it for yourself, because that's where we're going to come back for tonight. That's our foundation of our scripture. Look at it for yourself. Tell me if I need glasses. Maybe I do. You know, I can't see them little teeny tiny words. So maybe my Bible got the teeny tiny words. Do your Bible got the teeny tiny words, or it got the big words where you can see it? Which one? Thou shalt not love, thou shalt not cover thy neighbor's house, nor his wife, nor his maid, or his ox, ass, whatever. And it says thou shalt not cover anything in the neighbor's house. But why it never say anything about the neighbor? Wonder why. Why I left the neighbor out. Is that leaving room to answer the question? Depends. It all depends. You see, that's why we have to take our feelings out of it. Our emotions, we got to take it out of it. The way we think, you got to take that out of it. And you got to look at the scriptures for what the scriptures are saying. And I know a lot of times we don't agree with certain scriptures or we don't agree with certain law, but that's okay. But that ain't gonna change what the Creator said. But we think because this is 2025 according to them, that everything changed. So we don't have to kill the Canaanites no more. We don't have to disdain the 7 nations that took our land. We don't have to mess with them no more because they can get salvation. Not according to the law. The Bible says because you didn't do what you're supposed to do, they will be a thorn in your side forever. So just because they're going to be a thorn in my side, does that mean that I can still leave them alone? No. They're going to be a thorn in your side till you get the courage to get rid of them. And the Creator gonna sit back in this Sabbath and relax until you get the courage to do what He said. It ain't gonna change what He said. It's just gonna prolong your prosperity, whereas that you stay in captivity and you stay in agony and defeat. But we'll listen to these people on the news. Oh no, Steve. You know, these people in the Bible, it tells us but it says thou shalt not kill. So why is He telling us to kill? Well, we're going to talk about that. It ain't got nothing to do with how you feel, what you think, and what you believe. What the Bible says. So no matter how you think, feel, or how you act or believe, it ain't gonna change the law of the Creator. Once judgment is permitted, it's done. In certain cases, the Creator will give mercy. But when judgment is permitted within a situation, it's done. It's not going to change it. The day you was born, you already have an expiration date. You're not changing that. That's law. Things you got to go through in this walk, you're not changing that. That's law. Now, some things you add on for yourself, but some things in life you're going to have to just go through just because. So let's move a little further. Let's move the chess piece a little further. So before Exodus 20:17, in that verse, it used the word covet. So now we have to look at the word covet. We have to ask ourselves, what is covet? Covet is just simply desiring something. The Bible tells you not to desire the day of the Lord. Don't desire that. That's a bad desire. But there are many scriptures where it says that he desire her, she desire him, blah, 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 blah. Those are good desires. Some of them are bad. It all depends on the context of the verse or the scripture or the chapter. It depends. But covet just simply means desiring. There are good desires and there are bad desires. But in Exodus 20:17, that's a bad desire. It's a bad one. That's why he says, thou shalt not, because that's a bad desire. He's putting a stop sign right there. Now, the next question we have to ask is, Why did Torah forbid this desire? Why? And where did this desire come from? Because remember, Israel was given these laws in the desert. It was not home. They were given these laws in the desert. So, where did this desire come from? Where did it come from? That they had to have this law about their neighbor's house. Where did it come from, family? We're going to talk about that. Let's go to Numbers 11th chapter. Numbers the 11th chapter. And we're going to start at verse 4. Numbers the 11th chapter. We're going to start at verse 4. And it says, and the mixed multitude that was among them fell a lusting. The mixed multitude. They fell a lusting. Not the nation of Israel, but the mixed multitude. And the children of Israel also wept again. That means they already did it before. So the children of Israel, they wept again. And said, who shall give us flesh to eat? Who gonna feed us? Hell, we've been walking all this time. My feet hurt. My knees hurt. My ankles cramping. My thigh hurt. my lower back starting to hurt. Somebody got to feed us. They said, somebody got to feed us, man. We hungry, we ready to eat. Where that free lunch truck? I know some of y'all don't remember about that free lunch truck. Where's that truck at with this free lunch? Verse 5. They say, we remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and with the garlic. You see, they remembering all the things that they ate in Egypt. But remember, they left Egypt. They're on the way home. Why they still remembering what they had in Egypt? You see? Because they're still desiring that thing. Why am I saying this? Because see, a lot of you say you're Israel, but you want to keep the Western mindset. You're not ready to come into the Hebrew culture, custom and culture. You want to stay in the mindset of America, of the United States, excuse me, Slovakia, United States. And you want to continue to fester the rules and the laws of the United States, but you refuse to learn the rules and customs of yourself. So now when you see something that you think is a problem, you get mad and you get your feelings and get involved. And that's what's happening with Israel right now. They feelings is involved, not just because of the mixed multitude, but they hungry too. And now they've been so used to having it this way. Now they're in the wilderness, They have to make an adjustment. Most of y'all ain't ready to make no adjustment. You want to stay in that mindset that you in. You want to stay in that mindset that you were taught. A friend of mine told me, he said that a friend of his had a dream, or a family member had a dream. And they was walking through the woods, and it was dark, and there was no power. And he said in the dream, the person told him that he saw himself carrying a TV. Now, why in the heck you would carry a TV with no power? Because you were hoping wherever you get to, it got power. So you can sit back and finish watching your shows. That's one to you, Brother Ashton. You want to continue, you want to hold on to what you got. And not follow the spirit, the cloud of smoke by day and the pillar of fire by night. You want to continue, like Israel, continue desiring what you had, what you knew, what you always was doing. That's why the complaint come in, because you haven't changed. You're still holding on to the past. You're still holding on to what you were taught. You haven't yet come into the custom of yourself. Let's go to verse 7. And it says, but now our soul is what? Dried away. They feel like they're dying. They ain't used to not having. They ain't used to not doing. They ain't used to not feeling. So now they're complaining. So now he says, there is nothing at all besides this what? Manna before our eyes. They weren't even grateful about the manna. We gonna go somewhere tonight, family. You better buckle up your seatbelt. They wasn't even grateful for the manna that they had. Because they was looking at the movement of themselves according to Egypt. They wasn't looking at the movement of themselves according to the law or according to the Creator. They was rescued. They was rescued, family. They was rescued from a dire situation. And you mean to tell me they still wasn't grateful? Even when he gave them manna, they weren't grateful, family. They wasn't grateful. They wasn't grateful, family. All they saw was the manna. What is this? I'm used to that. I'm used to feeling this way. I'm used to thinking that way. But the Creator put something right in front of their face, and it still never satisfied them to be able to just thank the Creator for what the Creator did. They weren't trying to learn what the Creator did. They just was used to what they had, what they was involved in, what was right before their face. They wasn't used to. They never wanted to change. That's why they always desire Egypt. Let's keep moving. Let's go to Exodus 16:3. Exodus the 16th chapter, verse 3. See, when you hold on to your feelings, your emotions, and your desires of what it was, that means you never change, and you ain't trying to change. You always going to resort back to what you had, to what you think it should be, because you are pinning everything going forward onto what you had in the past. That's why emotions come in. That's why when you hear complaints or when you see Israel going into a complaint, it's always about their feelings. Their feelings result to what they always had, what they always were used to. It's never about a transform. So now, Exodus 16, verse 3. And the children of Israel said unto them, would to God we had died by the hand of the Creator in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the what? By the flesh pots, and when we did eat bread to the full. For ye have brought us forth into the wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger. Then the Creator said unto Moses, behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, that I may prove them whether they will what? Walk in my law or not. Manna was not for them just to eat. It was to see rather if you was ready to grow. It was ready to see whether or not if you was ready to grow. See, the Creator put things before you. And it's up to you to show him if you're ready to follow his law or not. It ain't got nothing to do with him. It's you. The Creator brings things right before you to see how you're going to respond. And most of you respond in your feelings, your emotions, your desires. And you watch how you act. See, y'all thought the Creator fed them just because they were hungry. Creator don't do things unless he's trying to prove you. Because proves is he's gonna trust you. And a lot of times in situations you can't be trusted because you're gonna move by your feelings. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna move by your feelings. So notice in Exodus 20, the 20th chapter, verse 17, who in the house can be covered? It shows you everything that cannot be covered. But notice it's never said the neighbor himself. And I wonder why. The neighbor, it never says thou shalt not cover thy neighbor. It says his house. It never said nothing about the neighbor. Like it said, thou shalt not cover the wife. But why did it say thou shalt not cover the neighbor? The neighbor's the man. So when he said thou shalt not cover thy neighbor house, But he never said nothing about the neighbor. Because the neighbor, a lot of you ain't going to agree with it. But it's okay. The neighbor can bring in multiple wives. Exodus 21 verse 10. Let's ride in real quick. I ragged against it one time before. Many people can tell you that. I was not emphatically against it, but I pretty much taught against it. Not taught against it, but it wasn't registering to me. Until almost a couple of years back. I had to look at this thing, almost about 3 or 4 years ago. I had to look at this thing very closely. But most of the time, I didn't say nothing. Because it wasn't really like on my radar, but I was studying it. See, I can admit when I'm immature. Or when I was immature. Because it's not about me of how I feel. I can get in my feelings and teach you where I feel. Hell, I ain't gonna do nothing but mess with a lot of other people. But it's about what the law says. So let's look at a scripture real fast. Exodus 21:10. It says what? If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, or her duty of marriage shall not diminish. I'm just going to read that just for a minute. We're going to come back to that. If the neighbor take another female in his house, it has to be equal. Can he afford it? Because if he take on another female and he just sitting there just banging her out, he's prostituting her. He's whoring her out. And a man's sperm count continues even after a certain age. It continues. More so than a female. Look at Abraham after Sarah died. He married Keturah and had 8 more children. That man was in his hundreds. According to the Bible. Abraham wasn't complaining about his sex drive. Sarah was complaining about her age, not Abraham. Abraham was just complaining because his age, because he had no son. But Sarah was complaining about giving birth to a son because of her age. And when Sarah said, take my concubine Hagar and go with her, marry her to bring me a son, Abraham ain't never said, man, I can't get up like that no more. I need Viagra. That joker went and did and brought forth. See, you can't invite another woman in, men, if you're not able at that threshold to make sure she's good. Let's grab one more. Isaiah 4:1. A lot of you understand the scripture. A lot of you go by the scripture. Just for the night, I'm going to use it. And then we're about to get into the house. You see, a lot of us, we think according to this culture, this custom that they gave us, but we don't watch the Bible. The only way you can understand the Bible is by you studying it. And you going back to the culture, Isaiah 4:1. It says, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold to one man. Why did it say that one man gonna take hold to one woman? It didn't say that. It says in that day, 7 women shall take hold to one man, saying, we will eat our own bread, wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. And that day shall the branch of the Creator be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel. You see? They're going to be having kids from many women. And they're going to bring forth righteousness back to the earth through the children. I'm just putting this on the table to show you, to answer the question. See, the neighbor house, the neighbor can be desired, but everything else in this house cannot be desired. Let's keep going. See, you're saying, well, hold on. Isn't this adultery? No, adultery is it's not the sin of the unmarried woman or sister. It is the married sister where adultery come in at. Not the sister that's single, it's the sister that's married. Show me a law in Torah where a man committed adultery who was married and he slept with a single sister. Because we're going to get there in a minute in Deuteronomy 22. Brother Shava said, I was told in the beginning of my walk that if you were to take a servant and take a serving wife, you first your first wife way of living cannot change from affection to the husbandly duties. No, your wife cannot change. Excuse me, Slakia. Well, if you have 2 wives, fam, let's say your first wife, right? Let's say the first wife. Your first wife duty should never change. And if you bring in another wife, her duties should be as of the first. But here's the thing. They can't take each other's place. We're gonna get into that in the house. They cannot overthrow each other, fight each other, angry each other. No. In fact, they shouldn't be in the same house. We're gonna talk about that. So we have to be very careful. When we think of a Western, I'm just using Western, when we think of a Western mindset, you're under it right now. So the adultery law is the married woman, not the single woman. If a man, I don't care if a married man sleep with a single woman or a single man sleep with a single woman, that woman must be married. That man has to marry that woman. But if that man sleep with a married woman, rather if he married a single, both shall be put to death. So if that man sleep with if that married man or a single man sleep with that single woman, bring out your bridle, get your bridal thing up. Meet the dad and the mom because she's yours. And if you sleep with that married woman, rather if you married a single, if we was home under the laws of the Creator and it flourished, not these oppressor laws, but Israel laws, I will have a stone for you. The Bible don't give you grace like that dude JC gave that married woman. No. There's no grace in that. Not according to the law. There's a stone for that. Like the double mint gum commercial, you get a double mint stone. So let's look at the law of adultery. Let's go to Psalms 6:32. Let's see if it mentions the neighbor. Psalm 6:32. Let's see if it mentions the neighbor. Did I write this down wrong? I think I did. Let me come back to that one. Because I think I wrote that one down wrong. Let's go to Exodus 20:10. 20 and 14, excuse me. I'm going to come back to this Psalms. Exodus 20 and 14. It just simply say what? Thou shalt not commit adultery. But notice it don't tell you who. Notice it don't give you who. Notice it don't give you who. It don't give you who. Brother Shava say, also I skipped your comment too, Brother Shava. Did they bring it from Egypt? Yeah, they brought that mindset. If you talk about the mindset, make sure I don't understand what did they bring what from Egypt. You have to let me know what you're talking about. Brother Marcus said, can they have sex without marriage? Can they have sex without? No, you can have sex without marriage if that's what you choose to. But the moment you have sex with a single woman, that woman is yours. And now you might as well get ready to bride her up and go meet her father and etc. because she's yours now. You can have sex without marriage. You can drink. You can have a drink without marriage. The moment you go inside that woman, she's yours. There's no throwing away like, oh, like how some of us do when we go to a clothing store, we put that on, and then we'll go out with that brand new outfit, but then we'll take it back the next day like, oh, that didn't fit. You take it back to get your money back. No. That's none of that. The moment you go in, wear it for life. This is yours. See? It's yours. So it just simply say thou shalt not commit adultery. Well, who commits adultery? How is adultery committed? You give me 1 second. Yes, it's Psalms. I put Psalms. It's Proverbs 6:32. Salakia, I gave y'all Psalms. Let me make sure I correct my page. Proverbs 6:32, not Psalms. Proverbs 6:32, family, not Psalms. So I forgive me on that one. Proverbs 6:32. It says, the one who commits adultery with a woman is lacking sin. See, not a man, but a woman. He who would destroy himself does it. If you be with a married woman, you're committing adultery. If that woman got a husband, you're committing adultery. We're going to talk about that husband in a minute. Okay? Deuteronomy 22:22. Let's go there real quick. Deuteronomy 22:22. Jamar? Okay. Yeah. Deuteronomy 22:22. Yeah. Let's go back up to no, I'm just gonna stay right here real quick. If a man be found lying with a woman married to a husband, then they shall both of them die. Show me where it says you can think about it. Show me that. Show me where it says you can think about it. Show me where it says how you feel. Show me where it says, I will consider it. No. If a man be found lying with a woman married to her husband, then they shall both of them die. Both man that lay with that woman and the woman, so shall die put away evil from among Israel. We're going to talk about the wife in a minute. I just want to kind of get this out of the way. We're going to talk about that neighbor's house in a minute too as well. I just want to get this out of the way. Leviticus 20 and 10. Let's ride in real quick. Leviticus 20 and 10. See, we think backwards. Leviticus 20 and 10, it says, and the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife. That goes back to Exodus 20 and 17. Why it didn't say neighbor? Why it didn't say if the single woman committed adultery with the married man? Because the married man has nothing to do with adultery unless he sleeps with a married woman. That's not his wife. The adulterer and the adulteress shall be put to death. See, this is where people get in their feelings. Especially females. Well, it don't say nothing about the man. Well, you got to ask the creator that. I don't know. But the creator gave the man an organ to give. And the creator gave the female an organ to receive. So now, if she received multiple men, it affects her thoughts. It affects her feelings. Because the woman can only take so much. That's why she's supposed to be a virgin. Hold on for a minute. All right? Sorry about that. I had to plug something in. That's the reason why she's supposed to be a virgin. But we're going to get into that point in the Creator's will about the house. Because a woman is supposed to only receive from the man she's with, not multiple men. See, this is where mercy comes in. Told you a lot of people ain't gonna like this. Don't matter to me. This is where mercy comes in. For the woman. Because that woman is the computer for that man. Show me baby mamas in Israel. I'm gonna wait. Show me baby mamas in Israel. I know the Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. Show me baby mamas. A lot of us was born under that. And a lot of us, we refuse to accept it. That's why knowing your lineage matters. Because a lot of females been going with multiple men. And a lot of men got their seed scattered throughout the nations. And they ain't taking care of, and most of you ain't taking care of none of them. Let's keep riding. So the adultery law is for the female. The only time when the male gets caught in adultery is if he be with another woman that is married, other than his wife. If that female is single, he's not committing adultery. If he has sex with that female, he's tied to that female. See how that work? That's the answer to the question. See how that work? But let's go further. Let's go a little further. Let's go a little further. Let's dissect the house now. And let's see what is the neighbor, what is the wife, what is the maid servant, what is the man servant. Let's dissect the wife. Let's dissect the life inside the house. Let's get into the duty. Because see, a lot of women say that they're a wife, but are they really a wife? Proverbs 25:17. Let's ride there real quick. See, we go by Western culture definitions. We don't resort back to the culture that our people were in. Way before they threw us under this system. That's the reason why the Creator killed the older people coming from Egypt. Because they had that mindset of Egypt. But see, guess what? They already had done affected the young people that went in Egypt after their death. It was a little hope for them because they were young. They could be molded. but they were already affected by their parents. And a lot of parents affect the children by the mentality that they were raised under. And then a lot of parents will get mad when a child don't follow that foolishness. Where you get that mindset from? How you think like that? We never used to think like that when we was coming up because you fought back because that's how you were taught. I'm not denying my lineage, I'm denying the way you think. Because they trapped us through words, they trapped us through definition. They trapped us through ideology. They trapped us through religion, and they giving you everything about themselves, and you think it's normal. You forgot when they captured your land, you had to give up everything of you and assimilate with them. You forgot? You forgot the civil rights movement was to get you to assimilate with them. They never came to assimilate with you. So when you assimilate with them, tell me what mindset you are now under. But you don't believe that. So let's keep riding. Let's keep cooking. Proverbs 25. Proverbs 25. Proverbs 25. Proverbs 25 and 17. Let's roll on that real quick and let's cook. We're talking about the house now. We're talking about the neighbor's house. We're talking about the house. Can an unmarried woman come into the house? We already know that a married woman can't come because there's already a married woman there. Let's keep cooking. Proverbs 25, 17. When it says, withdraw thy foot from thy neighbor's house. Withdraw thy foot from thy neighbor's house. What else it says? Lest he be weary of thee and so hate thee. Why is it prevalent for you not to put your foot in your neighbor's house? Because number one, when you come into your neighbor's house, what kind of energy you bringing? Huh? Another man can't come inside of a neighbor's house. But if a female come, what kind of energy she's bringing? Oh, let's cook now. Let's cook. And if she's bringing the wrong energy, she should withdraw her foot. If the male coming with the wrong energy, he needs to withdraw his foot. Because if the foot is not withdrawn, and we're gonna go into this, we're gonna dissect this verse in a minute. Because if the foot is not withdrawn, then there's going to be hatred there. Why is it going to be hatred there? Why? Because the foot represents your pattern. Is the pattern for the creator? Or is the pattern for your desire? Which one is it? So that's a warning. But when you enter someone's house, what is the pattern of you coming to the house to enter? See, because before I go into anybody's house, I check me. I'm gonna make sure that I don't give off the wrong vibe. I don't give off the wrong mindset. Because it's about the Creator and the laws that I'm under. Not so much of what I think, feel, or what I believe. No, it's about what He said. So if I'm going into a house with the wrong vibe, I got to withdraw my foot. I don't need to be there. I remember, brother, when I went to Cincinnati, the brother said, "Hey, no confusion." Because see, me and him believe different on different things. And I told the brother, no. I'm in your house. I'm not coming with no confusion. Because this is your house. See, and for me being in your house, I'm under your rules. Now, I'm not getting ready to serve no false god or nothing like that, but as long as we can adapt to each other as men, I'm coming. We coming, we're going to fellowship. We're going to talk. We're going to sit down and we're going to break bread. We're going to communicate. But as we communicate, I got to still remember I'm in your house. But see, some of y'all to take everything and no. See, I don't care about what they believe. I'm going in there. I'm gonna let this be known. And that's why you don't get invited. You stay in confusion. Because the Bible says in Ecclesiastes, there's a time and place for everything. And if I'm in another man's house, it's not the time or the place. I have to show that man respect. Because I'm going to show you something in a minute about me doing, if I would have went there doing something else other than what I went there for. But let's keep going. Let's go to Proverbs 27 and 14. Proverbs 27 and 14. We're talking about the house now. Proverbs 27 and 14. It said, "He that blesses his friend with a loud voice, rising early in the morning, it shall be counted a curse to him." And that's a damning statement. Let me read that again. He that blesses his friend with a loud voice, not talking loud, but with a loud voice. Where is that voice echoing? In his mind. I would have went there with a loud voice. I didn't give no 2 cents about me being at his house. I go and interrupt everything about him. I'm going to show him who I am. I'm going to show him what I believe. I'm going to stand on what I believe. That's a loud voice. When you go home, wake up, he remember you. But he don't remember you in the good light. He remember you in the bad light. You see? And that brother going to eventually hate you. That's the curse. He's going to remember how you came to his house. See, a lot of us we're not mature enough to withdraw the foot. If I realize that I'm going to go in a bad spirit, I'm going to enter a bad spirit, I'm going to have the mindset in the bad, negative way, I'm not going to his house. Because if I go to his house in another way, it's creating an enemy. It's a curse. It's a curse. Lamentations 3, 22 and 23. Lamentations 3, 22 and 23. Lamentations 3, 22 and 23. I have to respect that man's house. Let's start at verse 22. It is the Creator's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassion fails not. That's why I told you about the mercy. Especially females if you're not a virgin. His mercies fails not. Everybody fails. Everybody fails. But guess what? As a female, if you knew losing your virginity at a young age, that's what verse 23 says. They are new every morning. What's new every morning? It's mercies. His mercies is new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. He grant mercy every morning. And if a female is not a virgin, she been granted mercy if she got a husband. But you know what? A lot of women, they don't see that as mercy. That's not mercy to them. Because watch this. I'm going to leave that on the table. I'm going to come back to that. Let's go to Genesis 36. Let's go further into the house. Genesis 36. The female has a role in her own purpose to bring forth and fulfill. And it's not just laying on her back. We're talking about the house now. See, because a lot of men, they look at the female as a sex object. And I know a female look at the man as a sex object. Both look at each other as a sex object, but the roles are more than that. Because remember, the purpose that the Creator gave us is the purpose for, is what He gave us for His will, not for ours, His will. Okay? Because there are some women that can't have babies. There are some women that die in childbirth. There are some women that have babies that is mental retarded. You see? But imagine yours are healthy. You should be thanking the Creator. But we take that for granted because we think that, oh, my baby's supposed to automatically come up healthy. No. See, that's where you're wrong at. Every morning is new mercies. We're never supposed to take this day that we're in for granted. It's a mercy. So the position that you're in is mercy. But let's keep going. I'm going to prove my point. Genesis 36:22. Genesis 36:22. And the children of Lothan were Horah and Yaman and Lothan, sisters of Timnah. Let's keep reading down. And the children of Shabal were these: Alav, Avon, and Mana, whatever, I can't pronounce that. In Ebal, Shepho, and Onam. And these were the children of Zebon, both of Ajah and Anah. This was that Anah that found the mule in the wilderness as he fed the asses of Zebulun, his father. Okay, in verse 25, and it says, and the children of Anah were these: Ishon, and whatever that name is, and the daughter of Anah. And these are the children of Dishon, Herdon, and Eshban, and Ithran, and Kenron. The children of Ezar are these. The children of Ezar are these: Benah, Zavan, and Enkan. The children of Deshon are these: Uz and Aran. These are the dukes that came of the Horites: Duke Lothan, Duke Shabal, Duke of Zebon, Duke of Anan, Duke of Deshon, the Duke of Ezar, Duke of Deshon. These are the dukes that came out of Horah among their dukes in the land of Seir. And these are the kings that reigned in the land of Edom. Before their reign, any king over the children of Israel. And Bela, the son of Beor, reigned in Edom. And the name of his city was Didaniabah. And it says, and Bajah, Let me jump down to verse 39. I ain't about to read all these names. That's just too much. And it says, and Baharam, the son of Ichabod, died, and Hadar reigned in his stead. And it says, and the name of his city was Pau, and his wife's name was Mehekabel, the daughter of Matred, the daughter of Mezahab. And these are the names of the dukes. Why is it? In other words, and it says, and these are, notice what it's doing. It's giving you the lineage of Esau. Okay? It's giving you the lineage of Esau. All right? Why am I bringing up Esau's lineage? Because when you look at the lineage of Esau, notice it's giving you his house. Okay? It's giving you his house. Okay? With multiple wives. All right? There was no adultery there. There was no adultery there. Esau was a Hebrew. All right? Let's go to Exodus 20 and 17. is giving you his wives. Exodus 20 and 17. And this is the verse that we putting on tonight. Thou shalt not cover thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not cover thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his what? Ox or his ass, nor anything that is in his house. You'll say, well, that includes him. No, it says his house, not him per se, his house. Okay? Now, let's go to Proverbs. Proverbs 31:23. Proverbs 31:23. It says, her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land. Okay? The man, the neighbor, supposed to be known among the people of the land. You see? He's supposed to have a good rapport in the people. See? Her husband is known in the gates. Now, how is this man known? When he sit among the leadership. How is he known? Let's keep cooking. Proverbs 18:22. Proverbs 18:22. How's he known? The Bible says, whosoever findeth a wife finds a good thing. So when that man finds a wife, he's known in the gates of the leadership in good report, because what he found inside of the woman that he has, he found a good thing. We're gonna talk about that good thing in a minute. And he and within his wife, he finds favor from the Creator. Y'all see, if those who've been in my Bible study on Clubhouse, I taught that the female job is to help that male get back to the Sabbath. The female's job is to help that male get back to the Sabbath. That's one of her duties. So, when he finds a wife, rather if she's a virgin or she's not, he finds something good. Because the one that's not a virgin has mercy. And within that mercy, she's going to submit, not to the man, but she's going to submit to the law of the Creator. That's how he finds favor, because he has a wife that is submitting, because she realized, well, I'm not a virgin no more, but I got mercy to find that man that's righteous. So when she messed up, she realized she messed up. So every moment she's going to cling to the law to be able to build that man. That's the mercy. That's the favor. It's the same as she was a virgin. She will learn that man. She'll grow with that man. That's the favor. See, there's no entitlement. Because when you realize you got mercy, you're going to move. You're going to build. You're going to create. You're going to help. You're going to expand. You're going to have. But when you think you're entitled, you become relaxed. You become poised. You become self-centered. You see? And the man can't find favor no more. You can't find favor in a woman that's relaxed, a woman that's poised. See? Let me read it again. Whosoever finds a wife, he found something that was good and obtained a favor from the Creator. You see? That man has to have favor by what that female does. Talking about the neighbor now. If that female is not acting as if she got mercy, he's not going to find favor from the Creator. He's going to find hell. Because she's poised. She feels like she's entitled. I don't have to do. It is just because. Where's the favor at? See, the favor is she's constantly building on the mercy that she was given. Let's keep cooking. Joshua 24:15. Joshua 24:15. See, because that woman, he'll find favor in that woman. That's why it says, Joshua 24:15, and if it seem evil unto you to serve the Creator, choose you this day whom you will serve, rather the gods which your forefathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land you dwell. But as for me and what? My house, we will serve the Creator. Joshua is telling them it's about your decision. Who you gonna serve? So if the male has a wife. He's supposed to find favor by the things that she does. You see? That'll work. He's supposed to find favor by the things that she does. That's what Joshua said, as for me and my house, we gonna serve, he gonna serve. He said, he didn't say he said, as for me and my house, we, meaning everything that's in his house is going to follow the law. It is his job to make sure the law is set in the house. He said, anything on the outside, y'all do what y'all want to do. But inside, this is what's going to be. Deuteronomy 22:8. Deuteronomy 22:8. It says, when thou what? Buildest a new house. When you build a new house, then thou shalt what? Make a battlement for your roof. Now here we go. When you build a new house, you're supposed to make, this is the man's rule. This is his role. See, the neighbor has to make sure the woman that he married, he's going to find favor by the Creator. Not just a woman that looks good, but I got to have favor from the Creator, with her, from her, in her. So his job is to make sure that as he builds his house, he shall make a battlement for his roof. If you look at the word battlement, it's like a castle structure. That thou bring not blood upon thy house. You don't allow things to come in your house that's going to kill. The neighbor is to protect his house. See, this is his responsibility, is to make sure he builds around to protect. So that everything on the inside can be what? Protected. He built a battlement. So that thou bring not blood upon thy house, if any man fall from thence. In other words, you got to make sure, as the neighbor, men, you got a structure in your house to protect everything that's in your house. And as you build that structure in your house, on your roof, you have to be the watchman to look out to see if danger's coming. Your house supposed to be balanced. Men, it's your job to bring balance. That's why Joshua said, as for me and my house, as for me and my house, we will. There's a balance in your house, family. And the neighbor has to make sure the house is balanced, not just protected, not just find favor, but he has to make sure his house has balance in it. because we're talking about the neighbor's house. Deuteronomy 25. What is this balance that I'm talking about? Why is he protecting his house, family? Why do he need to find favor from that female that he married? We're going to talk about it. Let's go. Deuteronomy 25:13. Thou shalt not have in thy bag diverse of weight, different types of weight. In your bag, you don't supposed to have different types of weight. A great and a small one. Thou shalt, verse 14, thou shalt not have in thy house diverse measures, great and small. See, you measure things different. You're weighing things in your house different. See how that works? Verse 15. But thou shalt have a perfect and a just measure. Perfect and a just weight and a perfect and a just measure shalt thou have, that thy days may be what? Lengthened in the land which the Creator your power give thee. Everything in your house supposed to be balanced. Everything in your house supposed to be balanced. Everything in your house supposed to be balanced. Proverbs 20 and 23. Proverbs 20 and 23. Diverse weights are an abomination to the Creator. Now I'm bringing this up for a reason. Diverse weights is an abomination to the Creator. And a false balance is not good. Because the Creator don't deal with imbalanced thoughts. The Creator don't deal with imbalanced feelings. The Creator don't deal with imbalanced beliefs. Either you believe or you don't. Deuteronomy 25. Deuteronomy 25, verse 11 through 16. The house supposed to be balanced. When men strive together, one with another, and the wife of that man, of the one draweth near for to deliver her husband out of the hand of him that smiteth him, and putteth forth her hand and taketh him by the secret. Meaning she's going in to help him. And she's fighting alongside him. And she touched this man's secret parts by helping her husband. Verse 12 says, then thou shalt cut off her hand. Thy eye shall not have pity. Why do you not supposed to have pity, family? Because number one, it's okay for a wife to help her husband. But she has to know how to help him. She don't get in that close to the man while she helping her husband. Where's that she's close enough to be able to touch his secrets? If you watch many fights, sisters, they'll come in close, but they'll go for that man's face. They don't go for his body where his secrets at. They go for his face. But notice it says, but if the wife touches that man's secret parts, her hand need to be cut off, and the husband don't supposed to have pity for her. I mean, it's not going by your feelings. It don't go by your feelings. Then verse 13 says, thou shalt not have in thy bag diverse weight, a great and a small. Thou shalt not have in thy house divers measures, a great and a small. Verse 15, it says, but thou shalt have a perfect and a just weight. You cannot have in your house different points of views, but you ignore the law. A perfect and a just measure shalt thou have, that thy days may be what lengthened in the land which the Creator your power giveth thee. You see? It's all about how you move in your house. It's how you move in your house, family. But let's keep cooking. Because see, the word covet means desire or to take pleasure in. So we already talked about what is adultery. We already talked about a single woman. We already talked about what love was. The man, when he get a wife, he's supposed to find favor. Favor, family. Favor in the Creator. But how can he find favor in a woman or a wife that is comfortable? How? Where's the favor coming from? Because the man's supposed to find favor from the Creator in the female. You see how that works? Whosoever findeth a wife finds a good thing, and finds favor, and finds favor, and finds favor from the Creator. The favor is coming from that female to that male. So the word covet means to desire, but I can't have different measures in my house. It's either the law or it's not. It's either his will or it's not. It's either his purpose or it's not. So it says the word covet means to desire or take pleasure in. So so another person don't supposed to take pleasure in the neighbor's house. Meaning you don't supposed to take his place. No No one's supposed to desire to take the place of the neighbor in his house. See how that go? His house is his kingdom, his castle. But now we have people that tries to take the place of the neighbor. Try to take over his role. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Fair use, fair use. It's not my material. I claim the rights to this material. Let's talk about a man's role being taken. Al B. Sure make a public plea for his son Quincy Brown to come home amid scandal surrounding the Diddler. Why does he have to plead to his son for his son to come home to him? Why? Because the Diddler married Kim Porter, the mother. And he adopted this man's son. He took the place of Al B. Sure. Let's keep cooking. You don't take the place of that man in his house. His responsibilities is his responsibilities. And remember I told you, you got to keep your foot out another man's house, lest that man will hate thee. Let's keep going. Look what it says. Al B. Sure just said some shocking things about the Diddler and plans to say more in court. You see, that shows that somebody hates somebody because that man's foot was in his house. And that man foot took over the role of that man. You see how that works? Just to give you some, let's keep cooking. See, hatred will come if you do not keep your foot out of someone's position. Let's go to Psalms 109. Al B. Sure hate the Diddler. He hate him because the Diddler stepped over his bounds when it came to Al B. Sure and his son. You see? Better yet, when he married Kim Porter, Al B. Sure said, I wouldn't have never married somebody that Diddler was married to because we supposed to have that brother thing, you know? But it didn't matter. Psalms 109, verse 8 and 9. Psalms 109, verse 8 and 9. It says, let his days be few, and let another take his office. Sorry about that. Let his days be few, and let another take his office. Let his children be fatherless, and let his wife be a widow. Let his children be continuously vagabond and beg. Let them seek their bread also out of the desire, out of the desolate place. See? Stay out of somebody's house. Nobody should be wanting to take the place of the neighbor because he has a responsibility for his house. He has a responsibility for his house. Even though this verse is talking about vengeance, it fits the narrative about somebody taking over somebody's house. Somebody taking over the place of the neighbor, which is the head of that house, the protector of that house. You see? Psalm 65, verse 25. Let's keep cooking. See, we're talking about the position of the neighbor. He can be desired, but his position, his role in the house cannot be desired. Nobody should be able to come in and take his role. You see? He can be desired. Long as the female ain't married, he can be desired. Psalm 69, verse 25. Did it again, didn't I? I sure did, didn't I? Let me make sure that's Proverbs. No, I know that ain't Proverbs. Proverbs ain't got 69. No, that ain't Proverbs. Let me come back to that. Let me come back to this one. Let's go to Genesis 9:27. I don't know why. Something about this Proverbs. These songs I'm messing up on. That man, that neighbor has to make sure his house is right. Genesis 9:27. This taking over the place of somebody else's house. It's taking the head out of his place. The Creator shall enlarge Japheth and shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. Why is Japheth coming to Shem's house? To take over. And when Japheth take over, his rules Shem's rules gonna change within his own house. Enlarge means to deceive, gullible, or to be naive. What is Japheth gonna be naive or deceive about? That he is the what? He's the landowner. Let me case in point. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Case in point. Let me share my screen. He gonna believe he is Shem because that's a curse. That's a curse for them going around to believe that they are you. Webster Dictionary 1828. You can pull it up for yourself and type in the word American. See, the Creator put that deception. He deceived. He allowed Japheth to deceive themselves and become naive, to believe that they are you. You see? American. It's an adjective pertaining to America. It's a noun. A native of America originally applied to the what? Aboriginals, copper color races found here by the Europeans. See, the Europeans found the copper color races here. You see? But that title America now applies to the descendants of the Europeans born in America. So they took your title. And now they're calling themselves American or American. You see what I'm saying? And so now they telling you that you're an African. See how that work? See how that work? They took the position of the neighbor. What is a neighbor? The neighbor is a friend, companion, fellow, or another person in a weaker sense. So Israel became the neighbor in a weaker sense to Japheth. You see? But in this sense, neighbor is a friend or a companion. So when you see your neighbor, you're talking about a friend or a companion. Do not covet, do not desire your friend or your companion house. What is his house? His house is his dwelling. His habitation, his shelter, or even his body. Nah, you'll say, well, that's the neighbor. No. His body is his wife. Because remember, the Bible told Abraham that your son would come from your own bowels. What is the bowels? It was his wife. Watch this. So now, so you cannot come in the house and desire the position of this neighbor. Dealing with anything that's in his house. So you cannot, when invited in by the neighbor, have in your mind to take the place of your neighbor's house, to take the place in your neighbor's house, Salakia. Because you're not being invited in to take the place of. Watch this. Who all took the place of the neighbor position? Genesis 9:27, Japheth took over the positions of Shem's house. So Shem is no longer the neighbor, it's Japheth. Japheth is the neighbor now. Everybody recognizes Japheth. They don't recognize the Negro of America. They recognize Japheth. Canaanites took Shem's land in the book of Japheth, in the book of Jasher, or the book of Jubilees, the 10th chapter. They took Shem's land. Even when they told him not to, they took Shem's land. So the Canaanites, the 7 nations, according to Deuteronomy, the 7th chapter, became the neighbor. Let's go to Genesis 38, verse 1 through 11. Let's go there. Let's go there real quick. Let's cook. And it says, Genesis 38, 1 through 11. And it says, and it came to pass at that time that Judah went down from his brethren and turned into a certain Adullamite, whose name was Hara. And Judah saw their daughter, a certain Canaanite, whose name was Shua. And he took her and went into her. He had sex with her. He went into her. And she conceived. And she bare a son. And he called his name And she conceived again and bare a son. And she called his name Onan. Okay? Verse 5. And she began to, and she yet again conceived and bare a son. And he called his name Shelah. And he was at Shazab when she bare him. And Judah took a wife of his firstborn, whose name was Tamar. And Judah's firstborn, was wicked in the sight of the Creator. And the Creator slew him. And Judah said unto Onan, go in thy brother's wife, and marry her, and raise up seed to thy brother. Now, the brother's dead, but the other brother who's alive was given instructions to go be with his brother's wife and raise seed up to him. Now you're saying, hold on, the nigga dead. If I be with her, I'm gonna be with her for me. Because this is where y'all think. This is where a lot of us think. Verse 9. And Onan knew that the seed should not be his. Even though it's coming from his body, it don't supposed to be his. And it came to pass when he went into his brother's wife that he spilled it on the ground, lest that he should give seed to his brother. You see how that works? See what's going on? See, he's supposed to give his brother a son or a child in his name. But it wasn't about his brother, it was about him. You're not supposed to disrespect the neighbor's house. See, some of you are saying, well, see, I'm a grown man. See, I'm gonna take her for my wife. But it's about carrying on the culture, family, the bloodline, family. See, so a lot of you think backwards. It was his wife. She didn't have kids from him. So why not through you give him what he probably always wanted, a son? Technically, it'll be yours, but culturally, it'll be his. But see, a lot of people don't even have that much respect for others because we think of ourselves. If he didn't want to do that, why did he go and have sex with that man's wife, that widow? Why? He should have just left the widow alone. But see, like I say, see, a man will get up there. TMI, learn. A man will get up there when he sees something open, right? And he sees it for his pleasure, but he don't see it for the culture. So he'll go sleep with the widow for pleasure and spill it on the ground. But he don't have enough respect for his own brother. You see? Let's keep cooking. Verse 10. And the thing which he did displeased the Creator. Wherefore he slew him also. He killed him too. Because remember, the widow was a part of his brother's house. Keep that foot from keep that foot, or remove that foot from your neighbor's house. The widow was still part of his brother's house, according to culture. Verse 11. Then said Judah to Tamar, his daughter-in-law, remain a widow at thy father's house till Selah my son be grown. For he said, lest peradventure he die also, as his brethren did. And Tamar went and dwelt in the house of her father-in-law. We're supposed to be looking out for our family. But we don't do that. We don't do that. No. We don't do that. We don't do that. We look out for our own pleasures. And that's why we see death going on in our community. We see death going on among us because the house is messed up. The head have no respect in the house. Let's go to 2 Samuel 12. The head don't have no respect in the house. Let's start at verse 1, 2 Samuel 12. And the Creator said to Nathan unto David, and he came unto him and said unto him, there were two men in one city, and one rich and the other poor. The rich man had exceeded many flocks and herds, but the poor man had nothing, save one little ewe lamb, which he had brought and nourished up, and it grew up together with him, and with his children it did eat and of his own meat, and drank of his own cup, and laid in his bosom, and was unto him as a daughter. And there came a traveler unto the rich man, and he spared to take of his own flock and of his own herd, to dress for the wayfaring man that was come unto him, but took the poor man's lamb and dressed it for the man that was come to him. And David's anger was greatly kindled against the man. And he said to Nathan, as the Lord liveth, the man that has done this thing shall surely die. And he said, and he shall restore the lamb fourfold, because he did this thing, and because he had no pity. See, he had no pity, because his desire wanted what he saw. He had no pity. And Nathan said to David, thou art the man, thus says the Lord God of Israel. I anointed thee king over Israel, and I delivered thee out of the hand of Saul. I gave thee thy master's house and thy master's wives into thy bosom, and gave thee the house of Israel and of Judah. And if that had been too little, I would moreover have given unto thee such things. Meaning David didn't need to do what he did. He didn't need to do that, to take over somebody else's role in their house. Let's keep cooking. Verse 9, wherefore hast thou despised the commandment of the Creator to do evil in his sight? Thou hast killed Uriah the Hittite with the sword, and hast taken his wife to be thy wife. You see that? You see that? He took over this man's role. And has slain him with the sword of the children of Ammon. Now therefore the sword shall never depart from thy house, from your house. Your house is under judgment, David. See, when somebody come and take over the neighbor's house, his position, with ill intent, the sword comes to their house. See, thou shalt not cover thy neighbor's house, meaning do not take over his role. The sword comes to the house when that happens. A judgment going to take place in that house. There's no way around it. Because thou hast despised me, and thou hast taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be your wife. You see that? You see that? Sister Latoya G say 2 Samuel 15:13. And there came a messenger to David saying, the head of the man of Israel are after Absalom. David's son overthrew him. It was what? Punishment to David. Yes, it was punishment for Absalom, his son, to do what he did. That was punishment. It was punishment. The sword has never left the house of David. 2 Samuel 17:1. Sister Latoya said, moreover, I can't pronounce the name, said unto Absalom, let me now choose out 12,000 men, and I will arise and pursue after David this night. See, what David did, he started a chain reaction, and all that came from the house of Uriah. It came from Uriah's house for what he did with Uriah's wife. He took the role of Uriah. He took the role of Uriah. Sister Latoya G also put up 2 Samuel 16:21. And whatever his name is, said unto Absalom, go in unto thy father's concubines, which he has left to what? To keep the house. And all Israel shall hear that thou art what? Ashamed of thy father. That is what happened. The sword came into the house because David took over somebody else's house. See that? Then shall the hands of all that are with thee be strong. You can't go and take over someone's house and thinking judgment is not coming. You see what I'm saying? Verse 11 in 2 Samuel 12, well, verse 11. And thus says the Creator, behold, I will raise up against thee out of thy own house. See? I will raise up against thee out of thy own house. And I will what? And I will take thy wives before thy eyes and give them unto thy neighbor. You see? You see how that works? An eye for an eye. See how that works? That's why I told you it's not by your feelings. It'll go by emotion or what you think or what you believe. Because when the creator judgment comes, you ain't stopping it. David's house was given to the neighbors. And he shall lie with thy wives in the sight of the sun. Everybody gonna see it. Everybody gonna see him sleeping with your wives. How you gonna feel, David? You're gonna see somebody now take over your position in your house. How you gonna feel, David? Verse 13. And David said unto Nathan, I have sinned against the Creator. And Nathan said unto David, the Lord also has put away thy sin. Thou shalt not die. No, he ain't gonna die because David gonna see all of that. But the baby that came from that sin is gonna die. So you're gonna see death both ways, brother. You're gonna see death now, and you're gonna see death before you die. Because the sword ain't gonna never depart from your house because of what you did by coming into somebody else's house, taking over. Let's keep cooking, family. Leviticus 10:1. Let's keep cooking. Thou shalt not desire thy neighbor's house. The neighbor can be desired, but not his position. Because he has to protect and make sure everything inside the house stay balanced. Leviticus 10, starting at verse 1. And Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron, took either of them his censer, and put fire therein, and put incense thereon, and offered strange fire before the Creator, which he commanded them not. He told them, don't bring something strange before me. Where are they? They are in the temple. That's supposed to be the Creator's house. The Creator don't want you to bring something strange before him. And it's supposed to be the same when it comes to the neighbor's house. Nothing strange supposed to come before or come in. Verse 2. And there went out fire from the Creator and devoured them, and they died both before the Creator. Verse 3. And Moses said unto Aaron, this is it that the Creator spake, saying, I will be sanctified in them that come near me, and before all the people I will be glorified. And Aaron held his peace. It's not by your feelings. He don't care about your attitude. He don't care nothing about what you think or believe or how you act out. It's according to law. Let's keep cooking. Let's go to Numbers. You can't come in a house and take over a position that's not yours. Number 16, starting at verse 1. Everything is ordained of how it's supposed to fold, and how it's supposed to roll out. But because we think We feel, but we believe. We think things supposed to change. Verse 1, now Korah, the son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, and Dothan, Dahan, and Abiram, and the son of Eli, and the son of On, and the son of Peleth, the son of Reuben, took men. And they rose up before Moses with certain of the children of Israel, 250 princes of the assembly, famous in the congregation of men of renown, meaning these men had positions and titles. So whenever they speak or they gather, it's being known and it's being talked about. Everybody's paying attention. Verse 3, and they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron, and said unto them, ye take too much upon you. Seeing all the congregation are holy, every one of them. The Lord is among them. Wherefore, then lift ye up yourselves above the congregation of the Lord. Meaning you got so much going on, man. You think you this, and you think you that. The Creator, he said, what now? He said, seeing the congregation are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Meaning you ain't no special than nobody else. And this is the problem with Israel today. They believe that, oh, well, the Creator's among me too. So I don't have to fellowship with you. I don't have to do this. I don't have to talk to you. I don't have to be able to do this. See, the Creator speak to me too. It reminds me of when I was in the church. These people said, oh, I saw Jesus coming in on a cloud. Oh, the Lord spoke to me. Well, why he speaks to you? But there's no progress coming from you. And it's what Korah was telling Moses. The Lord is among all of us too. He ain't just among you. The Creator send you places to fellowship and you refuse to fellowship. Because I got just as much knowledge as them. That's what Korah said. This is what some of y'all say. So verse 4, when Moses heard it, he fell on his face. As a leader should. Because a lot of times when you hear people talk like that, they talking ignorant. They talking foolish. They talking stupid. So verse 5, he says, and he spake unto Korah and unto all his company, saying, even to the morrow, the Creator will show who are his and who is holy, and will cause him to come near unto him. Even him whom he has chosen will he cause to come near unto him. Everything is going to be out in the open of whose house it is. See, everybody want to claim the house, but the Creator shows you whose house it is, who he put in charge. Everybody got everything to say, but the Creator will be the last to say. Verse 6, this do, take ye censers, Korah, all of his company. Verse 7, and put fire thereon, and put incense in them before the Creator tomorrow. And it shall be that the man whom the Creator do choose, he shall be holy. Ye take too much upon you, you sons of Levi. Meaning you doing too much, bruh. Slow it down. You saying too much, bruh. Shut your mouth. You see? Because the Creator going to be the last one who speak. Verse 8. And Moses said to Korah, hear I pray you, sons of Levi, see if it but a small thing unto you, that the Creator of Israel has separated you from the congregation of Israel, to bring you near to himself, to do the service of the tabernacle of the Creator, and to stand before the congregation to minister unto them. He's saying, look, you already got a job, bro. You're already doing something. He said, you're already doing something. You see? And he has brought thee near to him, and all the brethren, the sons of Levi, with them, and seek ye the priesthood also. You already got a position. The Creator's already dealing with you, brother, sister, or whatever. You already got something. Verse 12. And Moses sent the call to Dathan and Abiram, the son of Eliab, which said, we will not come up. It is a small thing that thou hast brought us up out of the land that flows with milk and honey, to kill us in the wilderness, except thou makest thyself altogether a prince over us. Moreover, verse 14, that moreover thou hast not brought us into the land that flows with milk and honey, and giveth us inheritance of fields and vineyards. Will thou put out the eyes of these men? We will not come up. He said, look, we came from Egypt, but look where we still at, man. See, everybody look at the progress, but they don't look at their own sins. Oh, see, things ain't moving over here, but you ain't looking at your own sins. But why things ain't moving? But let's keep going. Let's keep going. And Moses was very angry listening to these jackasses. Ain't nothing moving. Ain't nothing moving. Ain't nothing moving. Everything is still the same. We could do a better job than you, or we ain't got to be with you. That's what he's saying. Moses was very angry and said unto the Creator, respect not thou their offering. I have not taken one ass from them, neither have I hurt one of them. And Moses said unto Korah, be thou and all that company before the Creator, thou and they and Aaron tomorrow. Let's meet tomorrow. Y'all and me and Aaron. And take every man his censer and put incense in them, and bring ye before the Creator every man his censer, 250 censers. Thou also and Aaron, each of you his censer. You see, we just talked about the censer, lighting the fire, right? If the Creator didn't cause you to do that, why are you doing it? If the Creator gave you a position, why are you worrying about somebody else's position? Let's keep cooking. Verse 18. And they took every man his censer and put fire in them, and laid incense thereon, and stood in the door of the tabernacle of the congregation with Moses and Aaron. And Korah gathered all the congregation congregation against them unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the glory of the Lord appeared unto all the congregation. He ain't about to have no respect to person. He coming before every last one of you, because his law is final. Verse 20, and the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, verse 21, separate yourselves from among this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment. He's telling Moses and Aaron, get out of the way. Get out of the way. He's telling Moses and Aaron, get out of the way. Verse 22. And they fell on their faces and said, O God, that God of the spirit of all flesh, shall one man sin, and will thou be wroth with all the congregation? And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the congregation, saying, get you up from about the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. And Moses rose up and went to Dathan and Abiram, and the elders of Israel followed him. And he spake unto the congregation, saying, depart, I pray you, from the tents of these wicked men, and touch nothing of theirs, lest you be consumed in all their sins. In other words, family, they was out of order. People were following them, listening to the gossip of them. They were doing everything about them, because they thought that they had an up on Moses and Aaron. But the Creator told Moses, because the Creator was about to kill everybody. But it was Moses and Aaron, the one who prayed. Such leaders supposed to do. And the Creator told him, tell the congregation to move away from the men. Moses went to him and told him, hey, y'all get out of this tent. Get away from these wicked men. See, get away from them. Verse 27. Verse 20. Verse 25. And Moses rose up and went into yada. And verse 27. And they got up from the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram, and on every side. And Dathan and Abraham came out and stood in the door of the tent. And their wives, W-I-V-E-S, excuse me, Salakia, their wives and their sons and their little children. And Moses said, hereby, ye shall know that the Lord has sent me to do all these works, for I have not done them in my own mind. Because see, a lot of people think because they see you doing something that they can do it or they have privilege to do it. No! If the Creator didn't call you for that position, why are you trying to be in that position? So what happened, to make a long story short, Korah and all his men were swallowed up because they tried to take hold of the neighbor's house. They tried to take over the neighbor's house. Even in Numbers 12:1, you can read it for yourself. Miriam was talking against the house, and she was cursed. You can go to 1 Samuel, the 8th chapter, and read it. When Samuel was old, they wanted a king like the other nations had on the outside of their house to rule them. So family, you cannot take over the neighbor's house. Cannot take over the neighbor's house. Fair use, fair use. This is Tariq Nasheed with Roland Martin. Brother Chavez said, yeah, don't be like David. Fair use, fair use. Roland love that he said that this Pope is black. Supposedly. Supposed to be a mulatto. But listen to this brother of how he disrespect your house in the Americas. Fair use, fair use. I claim the rights to this material. This is not my material. This is for educational purposes and teaching purposes only. Let's go.
Hey.
From Haiti.
Come on now. Oh, let's get ready.
Like and subscribe, video. Like and subscribe.
So the maternal grandparents of the Pope, they black.
Hey.
From Haiti.
Come on now. Oh, it's getting ready to be on like Donkey Kong now. Oh, it's on now. Oh, it's on.
Francis got jokes.
God,
This is Francis's
God
joke.
is faithful.
He got jokes, man.
Hey, of course he coming from
He
New
good. He good. I'm gnawing.
Francis,
We can eat some gumbo with the Pope. Come on now.
I'm telling y'all, and it's so funny. So I'm in a chat group, and they said whoever said he was Creole wins the prize. I was like, I'm telling y'all, when he walked out, I was like,
Here's how I got my team to use Monday Sales CRM.
I need everybody to understand. Y'all need to understand. My grandparents migrated from Opelousas, Louisiana to Houston. Okay? Now, the reason all these old dumbass FBA people try to call me a tether, which is stupid, because my maternal paternal side, my grandfather, his ancestors, same as this here, migrated from Haiti to Louisiana. We found a manifest where one of the relatives was on a shipping manifest going from Haiti to New Orleans.
Now, family, I want y'all to pay attention, and this is why I tell y'all that you have to do your lineage, because see, a lot of people that come from different points of the islands, y'all have to pay attention. Some of these people are not you. Okay, they're not you. All right, they're not you, but they migrated here. You're going to hear that come from his mouth. Like he just sat there and saying, they migrated here. Okay, let's keep cooking.
And so folk who know history, they know what the whole deal here. And I'm telling y'all, when he walked out and I saw the name, I said, they said American Pope. I didn't even think Chicago, y'all. I was like, yo, he from Louisiana? I said they grabbed the Carter from Louisiana.
Now, the thing is, due to history on Louisiana, some of them folks came from those are the not the Arawak Indians, the Acadian Indians mixed with French. And that's how you get the slang called Creole. I went over that I think about 2 or 3 weeks ago. That's how you get the slang of Creole. A lot of those people that's down in Louisiana are not Israel. They are Acadians. They are from Babylon. And then now you got the Haitians. Oh, let's keep cooking, family. You better know who the Haitians are. Let's keep cooking. If you listen to these camps, they'll tell you those are Levites. They are not.
And I'm telling you, I was like, Prevost. I said, man, do y'all know how many Prevosts I grew up with at Our Lady Star to See Catholic Church?
Prevosts are mixed breed. Let's keep going.
In Houston. And so then I saw Chicago, Peru. I was like, I know what Prevosts look like. And I'm telling you, Nola, I was like, that boy could be Creole. And now we know.
Creole means French, Acadian mix. Look it up. See, they're trying to tether you with words in order to take your place in your house. They're trying to use words to take your house over, to take the house over. Let's keep cooking. I'm about done with this video. We got the next video coming up.
I'm so not unshocked. Like I thought everybody kind of knew that.
But you got to remember another thing. Roland is Haitian. He's Haitian. He's not your people. Okay? And these other people are Boule. They are for the civil rights movement. They helped design these people taking your house? Let's keep cooking.
I went to school with tons of Prevos. I mean,
Nola, you gotta be from the Gulf Coast to understand. Everybody can't spot them. They can't spot them like we can spot them, Nola.
What I'm saying is,
Greg, people are about to learn again. This is what happens when you start talking when these idiots, these these idiots who always are trying to criticize black immigrants. They don't know anything about this damn country when it comes to how folk came here and all of that. And I can't wait for them fools to be running their mouths. But this, I hope it also teaches people to understand that a huge portion of this country under the Louisiana Purchase was not held by the United States. Again, these are the ignorant.
Just look up Louisiana Purchase, family. It's not held by the United States. It's held by Britain and France. Look it up. That's your homework assignment. Especially you who live in Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana. All that's in the same spot. Look it up. Do your research. Mississippi. They came to take over your place. I'm gonna stop the video right here. I'm gonna get into the next video. Let's get into the next video. Fair use, not my material. I claim no rights to this material. We still under the Fair Use Act of 1976. Let's go.
And this story right here is fascinating. Records show that Pope Leo also has black family roots in New Orleans. ABC News uncovered U.S. Census records from the early 1900s that shows the first American Pope's family tree. Both of his maternal grandparents identified themselves as black or mulatto in several census documents. His two aunts also identified as black. On their marriage license, his grandfather listed his birthplace as Haiti. However, his birth records show he was born in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. The birth records of the Pope's grandmother show she was born in New Orleans. However, in 1920, after the family migrated to Chicago, they marked down their race as white. It appears like so many families fleeing the South at that time, they shifted their racial identity. So many people talking about this online.
They lying, family. Nobody who fled from the South shift they race from Negro to white. They didn't have the power to do that, family. And a lot of the families, when they went on the census, a lot of the Negroes didn't go on the census, family. They didn't shift the census from Negro to white. You don't even have the power to do that. But this is what they want. This is what they want you to believe. People like you had the power to change your census. Let's keep cooking. Let's go back and let's rewind. Let's go.
Racial identity. So many people talking about this online. I mean, it's just fascinating to see his lineage.
Absolutely. And very interesting in terms of his role as, a bridge builder between cultures. I think that's
a bridge builder between cultures. He going to take over the house. Let's keep going. Let's keep cooking.
That's, to me, that's the takeaway here, where he has this history, his family, and he is now in this position, a worldwide position where he's there and can kind of bridge cultural gaps in so many different ways.
Yeah, and just in talking to many Black Catholics in the Chicago area, this is a story that certainly resonates with them. So we'll be sure to stay on top of it with this. See,
he's here to take the house. Y'all thought you safe? You thought you were safe? Huh? Brother Chavez saying Louisiana is still under Napoleon law. That's one reason why the legal age to drink is 18 there. I don't know nothing about that, Brother Shava. But I'll look into that, but I don't know nothing too much about that. About, you know, I know it's under Napoleon, but you got to, because they tell you Napoleon was overseas, but Napoleon was sitting right here in America. Okay, he was sitting right here in America, Napoleon. But see, they tries to diffuse everything around to be able to take away you from out of your house to bring you into their house. This is how they rule you. And this is the reason why the sword sits in the house until judgment. This is not where it's that the house can change itself. No, even under repentance, the sword still sits in the house. See how that go? Even under repentance, the sword still sits in the house. Okay? It still sits in the house, even under repentance. You're not getting away from judgment. So let me get into, because we're going to have a part 2 to this. Let me start on the wife. Because you can't take over the head position's job, his role. When you come into the house, you have to respect his role. When you come into the house, you have to respect the wife's role. But I just want to start on the wife, and we're going to end it. I'm not going to get into it. I'm going to get into part 2 next week. We're going to go deep in that wife role. Okay? I just want to touch on the wife for right now. Do not desire thy neighbor's wife because she has a place in the house. It's her place. Okay? It's her place. It's her place. All right? We already used Proverbs 6:32. We already talked about that. We already went over that. Proverbs 6:32. I'm not going to go over it again. Did I go over Proverbs 6:32? Yeah, I went over Proverbs 6:32. I went over that. I'm not going to go over it again. You know? Because the wife's job, see, the wife, if a man come in and sleep with the wife, that's adultery. Rather if the man is single or not. And if there's a single lady sleep with the neighbor, it's not adultery. Because she can be added to the house. But if that woman is married, that's adultery. According to the law. Okay? I'm gonna hold off the wife. I'm gonna pick up the wife because I don't want to start it and pick it up next week. I want to hold off on the wife. I'm gonna put out because I really going to get into the wife next week in the Creator's will. Because her role, I got so much in her role. Because now the question now becomes, what is a wife? What makes a woman a wife? And that's the point I want to get into. I want to home in, and I want to cook that like a crock pot cooking. What makes the woman the wife? But I'm going to end it right here. the neighbor can be desired as long as that female is not married. If she's married, that's adultery. If she's not, she could be added to the house. You see? The wife, she cannot be with another man, regardless if he's married or not, because she already have a position in a house. See how that work? I'm gonna open up the gates. Anybody want to come up and make a comment, they can. I'll give you 5 minutes for anybody to come up. The link is in the chat. Make sure when you come up, you're respectful with decorum. Okay? The link is in the chat. Anybody wants to come up. But in the process, while we're seeing if anybody wants to come up, I dropped the new Devontae video. Anybody haven't seen it? It's called Read. I'm going to show the video. Okay. Then afterwards, we'll close out. Let's go.
Reading is boring. And we have to come here all night reading?
Who said that?
That's some snitchings.
Well, Thomas, how about you tell me your definition of fun?
All I do is stay healthy through high school and college. I don't get the bag.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing about basketball, staying good and healthy throughout high school and college so I can get the bag too.
Y'all talking about high school and college. I'm talking about now. All I have to do is put some words together and a good stage performance. I can get the bag now.
Well, that's 3 of y'all. How many more of you want the bag? Well, tell me this. How many of you know how to read a contract? This is the importance when it comes to reading. When you sign a contract, it's either going to make you a slave or it's going to make you your own man or own woman. What I'm trying to say is that is the reason we're here in this reading class. We have to learn how to read with comprehension. You have to be able to read and visualize yourself in that story. How many of you want to learn how to do that today? Reading is very fundamental. It can make you feel sentimental. Reading will expose a lie. It will also give you answers to the question why. It will help you think outside the box. It will also help you out to connect the dots. It will expand your imagination. It will also help you take a message to the nation. Reading will help a creator become more creative. It will unlock a secret or a mystery. It can upgrade your vocab extensively. Reading will help define you. It will also help you understand the intentions that's around you. It will help realign you. Reading will help stop the ignorance and bring you closer to deliverance. One thing I know is reading has its benefits. And that's why you need the R-E-A-D, so you can see the things that you need to see. R-E-A-D, R-E-A-D, so you can see the things that you need to see. Reading will help you stop being a follower. Don't follow. It will teach you to be the lender and not the borrower. Reading helps bring in knowledge. Some things are helpful and some things are garbage. Nature is the first book to read. Tories don't mix up your seeds. Reading helps aid in your sleep. It is a stress reduction. Let's take a peek. Reading helps improve your writing and encourage you to think even while you're driving. Reading also gives you something to talk about. It gives you inspiration to a mental cloud. Reading also gives you a vision. It gives you direction if you just listen. Reading helps you make the right decision. With the target, reading helps with your precision. That's why you need the R-E-A-D-R-E-A-D-R-E-A-D, so you can see the things that you need to see. R-E-A-D-R-E-A-D-R-E-A-D, so you can see the things that you need to see.
That was Brother Devontae. Read. Because we need to make sure we get our children in to read. And we're going to close it out with another Devontae video called Power. Another track that is by Brother Devontae. Power. You need to pay attention. Okay? We're going to close it out on this one. Shalom.
With that being said, we're going to go ahead and meet today. Are there any questions y'all have asked for me?
Yeah,
is there anyone who took these sessions before it became successful? Because I feel like we're test dummies.
You know what? That's a great question. There's a young man who came through this program, came through these sessions, and he will probably answer that question better than me. Let me introduce you to Brother Devontae.
I chase power, I don't chase women. I chase wealth, I don't chase women. I chase influence, I don't chase women. Keep your focus on the most high, you gon' always win. I chase power, I don't chase women. I chase wealth, I don't chase women. I chase influence, I don't chase women. Keep your focus on the most high, you gon' always win. Power only respects power, and power never respect weakness. And you must grind every hour on the hour, because a man with no vision cannot see this. You have to seek power within self, and it's how you create wealth. As you prosper, you need to be in good health. You need a mentor to teach you how to cause a death. Everybody won't respect, but listen. Mindset of not producing, you must neglect. From your hands, you got tangibles, you must protect. Think you have power, nah, you a suspect. Take heed to these words to see what's up next. Either you are average or either you are great. Mediocre means no leverage, bottom is your fate. A man with power never has to hesitate, nor choose a 3 or 4 for his mate. Be a master of your word and your environment. Your personality don't give you an entitlement. A real teacher helps give you some enlightenment, so you won't have any problems with your retirement. Unforgivable sin is failure. It's like having asthma with no inhaler. It's like a ship with no sailor. In other words, there's nothing that can save you. I chase power, I don't chase women. I chase wealth, I don't chase